everyone, welcome back to Beyond the Cal. Today it's Jo, Teacup Jojo as you may know me, and I'm here to show you how to make this gorgeous Starflower triangle. It is gorgeous. You can see that it does have a bit of a shape to it where it comes in at the sides, which you can keep it like that, or you can block it by wetting it and pinning it out and just stretching those sides out, and then you'll have a straight side. So it depends whichever look you prefer. So we're going to make this. I'm showing you it in 3 colours, but you can of course use as many colours as you like, or do it all one colour, which would look equally as lovely. This is the one that I've just finished filming for your tutorial. So I've done the same but just in reverse, so I'm keeping those same colours going throughout. So grab your hook and yarn and everything else, a cup of tea or coffee you may prefer to get, and have that. So let's get started. Oh, and the only other thing is to say that if you're using a 4.5mm hook and some regular kind of DK like worsted weight yarn, these triangles that we're making this month will all come out at around 6 inches each side. Okay, so but that depends on your tension and everything else. So let's get started. So to start today's triangle, you want to have your slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 7 because we want a nice big open hole in the centre. So chain 7, and then go back into the first chain and make a slip stitch to form to form that ring. There we go, we have a nice ring now. So then we are going to chain 3 as our first double crochet, and then we're going to do 2 more double crochet into the ring. And then we are going to chain 2 and do 3 double crochet into the ring. And another chain 2, and then we're going to do another 3 double crochet into the ring, and chain 2, and then you're going to continue this around your circle. We've got 3 sets of 3 with a chain 2 in between, and you want to have 6 altogether at the end. So you need to do 3 more sets of 3 with chain 2 in between. Okay, so I've done my last set of 3 double crochet, and I'm just going to do my last chain 2 and then slip stitch in the top of your first chain 3 to close this round. And then just fasten off that colour if you are wanting to change colour. And just find my scissors. Okay, found those missing scissors, and I'm just going to chop that off. And there we go. So we've got actually a cute little hexagon at the moment. So what you want to do, you can just take your tail, the beginning tail, and just pull that circle in a little bit just to tighten that up and make it less floppy, and then you've got a cute little hexagon there, which is the start of your Starflower. Okay, so if you we're going to start this Starflower shape now. So we're going to start the chains that we that form that foundation for that. So I'm changing colour. If you don't want to change colour, then don't fasten off this little hexagon, don't fasten off. But if you are changing colour, then we're going to be starting with a single crochet. So join your colour in that last stitch we made where we fastened off, or you can start in any of those first double crochets from those sets of 3. Okay, so join in any way you prefer. I'm starting with the slip knot on my hook so that I can just go straight in with a single crochet. But if you prefer to join in a different way by doing a slip stitch, you can do a chain 1 to start if you prefer. Okay, so you can do a chain 1 and then a single crochet, or you can just go in with your slips. I've got the slip stitch on my hook and do a single crochet. Okay, so whichever way you prefer, you want a single crochet in that double. Okay, and then chain 1, and then you're going to do skip the next stitch and then do a single crochet in the next. So we have a single crochet in the first and the third double crochet, and then chain 5, and then a single crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, skip the stitch, and a single crochet in that last double crochet, chain 5, single crochet in the first double crochet, chain 1, skip, and do a single crochet in that last double, chain 5, single crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, single crochet in that last stitch, chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, single crochet in the first double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, single crochet in the next, chain 5, single crochet in the next double, chain 1, skip a stitch, single crochet in the next. And this is where we finish slightly differently. We're going to chain 3, and then we're going to do a double crochet into this first single crochet, not chain 5, just chain 3, and then double crochet into this first single crochet that you made. And the reason we do that rather than chain 5 is because if you see now where your hook is in the middle of this chain 5, okay? Rather than being over at your single crochet, it's in the middle of your chain 5, and that's where we want it to be. Okay, so we're going to move on now to round 3. For round 3, we're going to start, we're going to do this body of our star flower, okay, this peachy round here. So we are going to chain 3 as a double crochet, and then we're going to do 2 double crochet over this double crochet we had here to finish that last round. So 2 double crochet, and then 2 half double crochet, and then we're going to do a single crochet into that chain 1 space between our 2 single crochets. So single crochet, and then straight over to the next chain space, the chain 5 space, sorry, and we're going to do 2 half double crochets, and then 3 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to do this in reverse to take our petal. We've gone from small to large, and then we're going to go from large to small. So you might want to scooch those along a little. So 3 double crochet, and 2 half double crochet. Oops, half double. Okay, 3 double, 2 half. So you can see that this petal or point goes up, and then it comes down, and then we're going to do a single crochet in that chain 1 space between the 2 singles. Okay, and then you're going to do this on every chain space around. Do your 2 half double crochets, 3 double, chain 3, and then 3 double, 2 half, and that single crochet in between. And when you get when you've finished this one here, I will join you back for finishing off this first one we started. Okay? Okay, to finish off this first one we started, we're going to do, you probably guessed it already, we're going to do 2 half double crochets, 3 double crochet, and then a chain 3, and you're going to slip stitch into the top of this first chain 3 that was acting as a double crochet, and there is your star flower. There we go, looking good. Okay, so the next round is where we're going to start our grey, and we're going to do this sort of fern. We kind of decided it looks a bit fern-like, so anyway, we're going to do this sort of leafy fern. So I'm going to change colour, so I'm going to fasten off this white, and then I'm going to rejoin my, well, I'm going to join my grey, and I'll show you where to join that. Okay, so we're going to join in one of our chain 3 spaces. Okay, you can do it in any chain 3 space you like. If you're doing this all in one colour, you might find that you prefer to fasten off and rejoin in one of these chain 3 spaces. Or you could do as we did for our chain 5s. You could do a chain 1 and then you could do a half double crochet or a double crochet into this chain to slip stitch. So you could do a chain 1 and then a double crochet, and that will leave your hook will be in the center of this chain, just as we did for the chain 5s that we did on the 2 rounds ago. So if you want to keep the same color, do that, chain 1 and a double crochet into that chain space to attach, and then your hook will be in there. Okay, otherwise join your yarn into any chain 3 space, and we are going to start with a single crochet. Okay, so you can do, as I said before, you can do a chain 1 and a single crochet, or you can just go straight in with a single crochet. So I'm just going to go straight in with a single crochet. Okay, and then we are going to chain 1. And this is where we're going to do the fern or leaves. Okay, now if you've seen the pattern or you've seen the chart, you might have been slightly confused, and that's fine. It's fine to be a little confused. There's nothing wrong with that. It took me a couple of tries to get it right, so don't worry if you were a bit confused. I'm going to hopefully help you with this, and it's actually not as daunting or difficult once you start. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do our first stitch into this single crochet that we have between these 2 petals. Okay, so we're going to do a double treble, so that's 3 yarn overs. Okay, now if you're looking at the pattern, I'm sorry, at the chart, and you didn't know how to do a double treble, then, or you're looking at the pattern and you don't know how to do a double treble, if you look at the chart shows you, has the stitch and then it has some lines on it, and that line indicates the yarn overs, and that's got 3 lines on it going across, so that tells you need 3 yarn overs. So that's a really handy thing to remember, and then every stitch is pretty much done in the same way. So we're going to have 3 yarn overs there for our double treble. Go into your single crochet between those petals, yarn over, pull through, and this is how it's exactly the same as whether you're doing a double crochet, a treble, a double treble, a triple treble. You yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you just keep doing that, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and then if you look here, you can see the diagonal pieces, and they are from all of your yarn overs and pull throughs. Okay, so the longer the stitch, the more of these you have. Okay, so here, I don't know if you can see, but there are actually, there's 4 altogether, and this top one counts as 1. So if I can point with my scissors maybe, so if you look here, focus, there we go, so we've got 1, 2 and 3. Okay, 1, 2 and 3. If you can't quite see them as diagonals, you might see them as little bumps. So 1, 2 and 3, and then the 4th one is up here. Okay, so what we're going to do for our next stitch, and that was important to see, because we're going to do chain 1, and then we're going to do a treble, so yarn over twice, 2 yarn overs, and then we're going to go into the bottom yarn over of this double treble, so this very bottom one here, and you should see 2 kind of diagonal pieces of yarn. Now if you can see there, I've got 2 sort of loops on my yarn there. Okay, so we're going to go through there and make our treble crochet. Okay, and now our treble crochet is exactly the same, but this time it starts here. This time we've got just 2 yarn overs plus the top, so we've got 3. Okay, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do a double crochet, so yarn over once, and then we're going to go into the bottom yarn over of our treble. So this is the bottom of the treble. So if you see here, we've got the first, the second and the third, the bottom. Focus, there we go. So you want to go into this very bottom one. So again, look for that, go under those 2 slightly diagonal loops. Okay, and then yarn over, pull through, and then finish your double crochet. Okay, so so far we've done our double, treble, treble and double, and then we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to come down on this opposite side. So we're going to do a double crochet into the bottom of this double crochet that we've done. So here we just have 1, focus, we just have 1 yarn over at the bottom here, and then the one at the top. So we're going to go into that bottom yarn over and do our double crochet, chain 1, and then we're going to do a treble crochet, so yarn over twice, and we're going to go into the same place as our original treble, so into this same space here. Okay, so our second stitch up, okay, just here, the second stitch up, we're going to go under those 2 loops there and do our treble crochet. Oops, and then chain 1, and then we're going to do our double treble, so yarn over 3 times, and we're going to go into the same bottom yarn over of this double treble here that we used before. Okay, so this very bottom one here, focus, there we go, waiting for it to focus so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So into this very bottom yarn over here that we've used before, and do that double treble. My yarn's got stuck somewhere. Okay, and there is your piece of fern, your leafy fern. So then we're going to chain 1 and do a single crochet into this next chain 3 space of our petals. Okay, single crochet, and there is your leafy fern for one of your points. I know I took a while to explain that to you and show you, because I wanted you to see exactly where to place your hook, because it can be a bit tricky if you've not done it before, any of those kind of stitches, but it does give a really, really nice effect. It kind of gives it this sort of slightly leaning fern look. So I'm going to come down this other side, and then we're going to do one of these in the next point. Okay, and I will show you that again, but I'll show you it slightly quicker. If you prefer, you can just rewind back to this part here where I take it a bit slower. Okay, Okay, so to come down this side, we're now going to, we've done our single crochet in the chain 3. We're going to chain 5. And we're going to do a double crochet into the next single crochet between the petals. Double crochet. And another chain 5. And then we're going to do a single crochet in the next chain 3. And then it's time to do another one of our fern leaves. As I said, I will show you this again. I just will go slightly faster, possibly than before. Okay, so rewind if you want to go a lot slower. But I won't be going very fast. Okay, so chain 1 and then a double treble, yarn over 3 times into the next single crochet between the petals. Chain 1, a treble crochet, yarn over twice into the bottom yarn over, these bottom diagonal 2 loops of that previous stitch. Chain 1, double crochet, yarn over once into the bottom 2 loops of your last stitch. Chain 3, and then a double crochet into the bottom 2 loops of that last stitch. Chain 1, treble crochet into the same loop as you did the treble crochet before. Chain 1 and then a double treble, 3 loops, 3 yarn overs into that bottom loops of the previous double treble, right at the bottom there. And chain 1 and single crochet into the next chain 3 space. And there you go. That is how simple it is. But you might want to have a couple of goes at it and just see that you're getting it in the right place. Okay, so then we're going to do the next side. So we're going to chain 5, double crochet into the next single crochet between the petals, chain 5, single crochet into the next chain 3, and then it's time for another fern. So I will show you that again. So chain 1, double treble, yarn over 3 times into the next single crochet between your petals. Chain 1, treble crochet into that bottom yarn over, chain 1, double crochet into the bottom yarn overs of that last stitch, and chain 3, double crochet into the bottom yarn over of the double crochet, chain 1, treble crochet into the same place as the previous treble crochet, chain 1 and a double treble, 3 yarn overs into the bottom of the previous double treble. There we go, chain 1, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 5, double crochet into the next single crochet between the petals, chain 5, and slip stitch to your first single crochet. And there is round 4 completed. You've done the hardest part. You might have been worried about those ferns in the corners, but really they are not much to worry about. And what a great look it is. Great look. So on to round 5, which is quite possibly the last round. So because down the side we've just got chains, I have finished my last round with the same colour, just to give it some stability and to look sort of more complete. Okay, so what we're going to do is 1 single crochet in every stitch and 1 single crochet in every chain 1 space, and 5 single crochets in our chain 3 spaces at the points, and 5 in our chain 5 spaces. Okay, so to start with, we're going to chain 1 and then do a single crochet in the same stitch, then 1 in the chain space, 1 in the stitch, 1 in the chain space, 1 in the stitch, 1 in the chain space, 1 in the stitch, and then 5 in this chain space. That chain 3 space. Okay, 5 there. Okay, now if you find that your triangle actually wasn't anywhere near the size you wanted, you could make this a half double crochet or even a double crochet round if you prefer. And to do that, you would start here with a chain 2 and count that as your first half double crochet, and then you would do 1 half double crochet in each of the places instead of the single crochet. And then if you wanted to do double crochet, you could start with a chain 3 as your double and then do again a double in place of the single crochets. Or you could do this round of single crochets and then you could keep it looking quite the same, because keeping single crochets or half double crochets will keep it looking fairly much the same as it is, rather than if you change it for a double crochet, it would change the look of the pattern. But that's absolutely fine if that's what you would like to do. It's totally your choice. Okay, so I'm just doing a single crochet, so I'm going to do 1 in the next stitch, 1 in the space, oops, 1 in the stitch, space, stitch, space, stitch, and then 5 in this next space. One in this stitch, 5 in the next space, and so on. So just continue that around, and then when you get back to the beginning, you're going to do a slip stitch in your first single crochet or your first stitch. Okay, so I'm just going to continue that and then I will see you when I've finished. Okay, I'm back to the beginning. This is where I'm going to finish. I'm just going to show you the invisible join briefly, in case you've not seen it before. So let's get a needle. You can do this with your hook, but I prefer to use a needle because then I can sew it the end straight in. So I've cut my yarn and then I'm going to pull my yarn right through that stitch. Okay, that last stitch that I've made. Thread my needle, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go under the top 2 loops of your first stitch that you made, the stitch that you would be slip stitching in. Okay, so go under those loops just as you would if you were going to be stitching, crocheting, and then just pull that, and you've got a little piece of yarn here at the front. And what you're basically doing is an invisible, a fake stitch. Okay, and then you're going to come over to your last stitch, and then you've got your front loop and you've got your back loop, and you want to go from the middle under your back loop. Okay, and pull through, and then that there looks just like any of the other stitches. So hold that where it is, come to the back, and I like to just go under a couple of stitches, pull through, and then go back under those to secure. And that, if I bring it back round, ta-da! Where did I join? Where did I join? It's invisible, you can't see where I joined. So then just continue with your needle and fasten in your yarn. And there is that completed triangle. Now you can see why I said you will need to block. So you will need to, unless you like that kind of look, but you might want to just give it a stretch out. Even just with your fingers, it can make the world of difference, just giving it a stretch. But you might want to give it a block, wet it, pin it out and let it dry into its shape. So there is our Starflower triangle for today. I hope you found this useful and helpful, and if you have, then it's appreciated if you would click that like button and give us a thumbs up. It's always appreciated. Any comments and questions, leave them below at the bottom of the page or in the Facebook group, and the link for the Facebook group is below in that description box. And yeah, until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.